Hello, everyone. Get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. So the Clippers win the tip. Pass to McAdoo. Back to Paul. Now McGetty. Just 5 to shoot. Now here's McGetty. A beautiful reverse layup.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Back to Wallace. Hill. Outside for Thomas. Shot from the top of the key, and he nails the jumper. First quarter of play, 1 minute played.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Doc Rivers.
Pass to McGetty. And here's Griffin. Wallace on him. From 8. And that one's good. Griffin.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Now here is Hill. There's the pick. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
So it's Detroit now. 4-point game. Pass to Dumars. Here's Hill. Outside Hill. Leads him in there. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Here's Griffin, and misses it off the right side of the rim. Clippers on defense. Outside Hill. Pass to Dumars. Lock at 6. Now, here's Thomas. Good on the shot.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. And here's McGetty. Here's Griffin. Outside Griffin. And stolen by Wallace. And here is Thomas. Floats one up. Outside Hill. Outside Thomas. Lanier. Outside for Thomas. Shot clock at 3. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Here's McAdoo. Pass to McGetty. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Dumars with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. There's a screen. Always with the ball. Always with the ball. Now here's Paul. Pass to Griffin. Wallace covering. And here's McGetty. There's the 3. And another 3 for the Clippers.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
The Pistons trailing. Outside Thomas. Now here is Hill. Lanier. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. Here's Dumars, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
Here's Paul. Pass to Maggette. Here's McAdoo. 6 to shoot. Paul outside. Paul right side. And it's the Clippers scoring again. Here's Thomas. To the inside. Paul with the steal. Pass to McAdoo. And here's Maggette. Here's McAdoo. And it's Paul missing.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Back to Dumars. Shot clock at 6. Outside Thomas. The fadeaway. And the Clippers call time here. The Clippers in the lead. Now Paul. Pass to Maggette. Back to Paul. Here's McAdoo. Paul outside. Maggette. Back to Paul. Uncovered. And that one goes long. And Detroit has possession. Hill inside. Outside Hill. They set the pick. Outside Thomas. Hill. Hill inside. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Maggette with it. Back to Paul. Makes the... Here's Thomas. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Pass to Hill. Hill left side. Now Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Here's Los Angeles now. 6-point lead. Here's Free. Now here's Reddick. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by DeBusschere.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Stolen. And here's the fast break. Pass to Gordon. Here's Free. Here's Free. Clock at 6. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
That finish brings me back to the old days, the silky smooth finger roll.
Outside Billups. Here's Stackhouse. Back to Billups. No good on the 3.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
And here's Reddick. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to Gordon. Free. Now King. Shoots from the baseline. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there. And the Pistons with possession. Trailing by 10. Now a timeout called by Detroit. It's Rip Hamilton on the wing. Outside Billups. Here's Stackhouse. Here's Free. Gordon up on top. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
There's the pick. Outside Billups. And again, Blake Griffin. And here are the Clippers. 8-point game. Gordon with it. Pass to Free. Back to Gordon. Here's Free. Just 4 to shoot. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
They're allowing a sky-high field goal percentage. That won't get it.
Outside Billups. And here's Hamilton. Griffin with it. Fader on the way. And the Pistons getting another bucket right there. Now here's Redick. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Pass to Free. Redick with it. Shot clock at 6. Here's Gordon. Rebounded by the Pistons.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
And Dave DeBusschere with the slam.
Number 1.
And here are the Clippers now. 6-point lead. Now here's Redick. Now Redick. Pass to Free. Step back shot. And it's blocked. Fast break. Here we go. Oh, and he can't cap off the break.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions yet.
There's the bucket. Good. And we reach the end of the first quarter. The Clippers on top. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers. Guys, back to Griffin. Here's Stackhouse. Pass to Rodman. Here's Stackhouse. Bing puts it up. That's good on the jump shot. And so here are the Clippers. They've led by as much as 10. Back to Keenan. Pass to Harper. Just 5 on the clock. Now Williams. The 3. Griffin grabs the board. Bing. Rodman with the ball. Bing. Pistons keep it alive. And the slam by Blake Griffin. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Here's Harper. Outside Williams. Pass to Harper. Back to Williams. It's good from about 19 feet.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Here's Stackhouse. And Griffin backs in from inside. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Here's Harper. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 6 to shoot. Here's Gordon. Sinks that one from the post. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Bing. Here's Stackhouse. Pass to Griffin. Keenan's there. Here's Stackhouse. Up top to Busher. 4 on the clock. Lets it fly. Rebound, Bill Walton.
You can see how much the defense respects him. I mean, they were all over him on that look.
3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Outside Gordon. Left side Gordon. And he gets the bucket. He's got 6.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. And the Pistons making a change here. Tipped away and stolen by Williams. Here's Harper. Pass to Harper. Outside Williams. That's good. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Now, here's Dumars. Pass to Rodman. Backs him down. Makes the most of the high percentage shot. Here's Harper. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Maggette with it. Here's Harper. Back to Maggette. Shot clock at 5. Here's Jordan. The shot is off. Griffin with the steal. And he takes that one up and powers it through. Pass to Rodman. Dumars. Lanier. The shot from the low post is good.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
And here is Williams. Right side Griffin. Right side Griffin. Fires from 14. And that one's good. 8 points for him.
When it rains and pours, another jump shot tickles that twine.
Bing. Grant Hill on the wing. Bing. That's good.
And perhaps the best thing about him, Steve, is the way he takes charge down the stretch of close games. The higher the stakes, the better he plays.
Here's Williams. Right side Williams. Stripped away. Dumars with it. Rodman with the ball. Back to Dumars. Gives him the lead pass. That cuts the lead to single digits. He's got 6.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And the Clippers call time here. And the Pistons making a change here. On defense, the Pistons trailing here by 8. Back to Jordan. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in bounds.
Here are the Pistons with the ball. Now, here's Thomas. Pass to Dumars. Back to Thomas. Offside Thomas. They swipe it. Now Paul. And it's rejected. Outside Thomas. And here is Hill. Back to Thomas. Outside Hill. 6 on the shot clock. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Maggette gets it to go from beyond the arc. 11 points in the game.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Here's Thomas. Outside Hill. Paul with the steal. Teardrop shot. An even 3-on-3 break. Now, here's Dumars. Outside Thomas. They set the pick. Outside Hill. Right side Hill. 5 to shoot. And the rebound goes to Griffin. The Clippers in the lead. Pass to Maggette. Wide open. And the jumper falls for him. He's got 13. Here are the Pistons with the ball. Outside Thomas. Now here is Hill. Outside Thomas. Now Dumars. Back to Thomas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A floater. Rebounded by McAdoo. Pass to Paul. Paul, right side. Here's McAdoo. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Back to Thomas. It's blocked.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And the slam by Blake Griffin. Here's Thomas. Pass to Wallace. Outside Hill. They set the screen. Outside Thomas. Lanier. Shot clock at 6. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. He's got 8.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
Kicks it out to Paul. Cannot hit.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Pass to Dumars. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
Ball outside. Now Griffin. Griffin's shot is good.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Here's Thomas. Brings it from 9 feet away. 6 points for him.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put an extra body on him, get some help when he barrels his way in close. He's such a good finisher, he needs more than one guy to defend him.
Now, here's McGee. Pass to Griffin. Wallace on him. Lets it go from 11. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Detroit with the ball. It's a 14-point game. Outside Billups. A 3-ball. That's good. Here's Free. Paul outside. That will count. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow! And we finished one half of basketball. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. One of the stories here, Corey Maggette getting it done today. Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. Here's Thomas. Six feet out. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's his first trip to the line. Free throw good, Thomas. Good on both. And the Clippers have possession. And here is Paul. Pass to McAdoo. Back to Paul. And here's Griffin. Griffin inside. Outside Griffin. Nice shot by McAdoo. Now here's Thomas. Ball is with the ball. Outside Thomas. Blake Griffin pulls it in. Now here's Paul. Back to Paul. 5 on the clock. That one off the back iron and out.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Outside Thomas. They set the pick. Pass to Hill. Leaps for it. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. And Detroit has possession. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Good. He's got 10.
Oh, he got him. Gorgeous reverse.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Pass to Maggette. And here's Griffin. Ball is on him. Tries from 7. And it's the Clippers scoring again. Detroit with the ball. Trailing by 13. Now here is Hill. Lanier. Jordan with the rebound. And here comes Paul. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Back to Jordan. Pocket 6. Detroit with the rebound. Thomas with the ball. 10 points for him. There's the lob to the hoop. Tries to keep it alive. Griffin with the steal. Now here's Paul. Pass to McAdoo. He's against Hill. Paul outside. Here's Griffin. Blocked. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Thomas up top. Dumars. Back to Thomas. Upside Thomas. Outside Hill. Hit the floater. And he throws it down hard with one hand. Here comes Chris Paul. And the Clippers call time here. To the paint. Here's Griffin. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run. Time call here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Blake Griffin. And Detroit has possession. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Now Dumars. Outside for Thomas. Upside Thomas. With the putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. He's got 12.
Excellent timing on that tip in. That's something that makes him so good. I mean, just great timing in the air around the basket. A gift.
Griffin down low. Pass to Paul. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Here's Dumars. Gets the bucket.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Here's Paul. 7 points in the game. Griffin. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. The Pistons making a change here. Backing down is Walton. Outside Williams. Just 5 to shoot. From deep. Now here's Maggette. No good from Maggette. Detroit with the ball. A 12-point game. And here's DeBusschere. Here's Dumars. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And, you know, he is an extremely skilled player attacking off the dribble, too. I mean, he's got a great pull-up jumper as well, Steve.
Here's Harper. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Pass to Maggette. Tries from 10. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Now the Pistons with it. They trail by 11. Dumars with it. He has 7. Fades. And that one's good. He's got 9. Now here's Williams. There's a good screen. And blocked. Here's Kaman. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Now Dumars. 9 points in the game so far. And here's DeBusschere. Buries it down low.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Here's Harper. Left side Williams. Left side Williams. Pass to Harper. 6 to shoot. And here's Maggette. Kept alive. Came in inside. Another shot. And the basket by Walton.
You know, with that much of a height advantage, that's exactly what you should do. Take it straight to the rim.
Here's Stackhouse. Now Dumars. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And yes, sir, that one drops. 10 points for him.
Guys, he's got the length to get to the rim, and when he gets there, you never see a clumsy or awkward finish out of him. Everything is smooth and fluid.
Outside Williams. Pass to Harper. Inside. Here's Kaman. Makes it off the glass.
Just the shot they wanted. Point blank range.
The Pistons trailing. Down low. Dumars with it. And he lays it straight in.
Guys, he's shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
And here comes Williams. Back to Maggette. To the middle. Here's Kaman. Uses the glass to finish the layup. He's got 6.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Bing. Here's Stackhouse. Pass to Griffin. Here's Stackhouse. No good from Stackhouse. There's the screen. Now here's Williams. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. And the Pistons making a change here. And the Clippers have possession. At one point, they led by 16. And the shot is good.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
Here's Stackhouse. It's tipped. Backing down is DeBusschere. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. 6 points for him.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Left side, Williams. Pass to McAdoo. Outside, Gordon. Shot clock at 6. He's all alone. Bing. Goes down off the coast-to-coast drive. The Clippers in the lead. Now here's Williams. 6 points for him. And he banks in the layup. Here's Stackhouse. A pass to DeBusschere. Rebounded by McAdoo.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
On the wing, Eric Gordon. And here is Kaman. Bing, the 17-footer. Shoots from 14. And it's Kaman with the rebound. On offense, here are the Clippers. They have a 9-point lead. Left side, Williams. Pass to Gordon. Here's McAdoo. Here's Harper. The tray. The shot is off.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Now here's Rodman. DeBusschere with it. Here's Stackhouse. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. And we've reached the end of the third. Clippers ahead. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And the final period of play just about to start. Here's Free. Pass to McAdoo. Here's Kaman. Now here's Redick. There's shot by Redick. No good. Now Billups. Wallace up on top. Back to Billups. They double him with Kaman. Wallace right side. Rebound by the Clippers. Here's McAdoo. Here's Redick. Up again. Billups with the ball. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Here's Stackhouse. Bullseye. Here's Free. Here's the screen. Hits the mark. That drops.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Pass to Hamilton. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Here's Free. Now Redick. Here's Free. Now here's Redick. And he's good on the 3-ball.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Outside Billups. Fires from deep. They'll get another chance. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Kaman. Can't get it to go. Here's Stackhouse. It's off his leg. And it's being called a kickball. There's the screen. Billups. And stolen by Jordan. Fast break, here they come. Griffin cleans up the mess with the savage put-back flush. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And here's Billups. Outside Hill. Back to Billups. Shoots the three. Shot's good.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Redick with it. Pass to Free. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. It's Rip Hamilton on the wing. Backing down, 13 feet away. And he connects with the jumper. Here's Free. Pass to McAdoo. Here's Free. Now Griffin. And Blake Griffin again. 22 points for him.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Outside Billups. Now Hamilton. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Oh, he got the D that time. Nice up and under.
The Clippers in the lead. Pass to McAdoo. Here's Free. And here's Redick. Here's McAdoo. 6 on the shot clock. The teardrop falls in.
How about that cloth soft touch? I mean, just a gentle little teardrop, almost like a falling leaf. A leaf falling down slowly to the ground. Very sweet and colorful, too.
Pass to Hill. Back to Billups. Fires the three. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Outside Griffin. And here's Redick. Here's Free. Pass to Griffin. Wallace on him. Knocks it loose. Shot from the wing. Here's Griffin. Rebound, Detroit. Now here's Billups. Puts it up from 17. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And stolen by Wallace. Now Hamilton. Pass to Billups. There's the triple. And it's good.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
And the Clippers have possession. At one point, they led by 16. Redick. Here's Free. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Redick. A three-pointer off the mark.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Here's Hill. And good on the basket. Book it. And the Clippers have possession. 4-point game. And here's Redick. Pass to Free. Redick with it. Here's Griffin. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And he knocks down the first one. The Pistons making a change here. Both free throws good from Griffin. Now, here's Dumars. Pass to Hill. Hill left side. Back to Dumars. Here's Billups. Another three for Detroit.
Steve, the other thing is he's really an extremely skilled ball handler, too. He's got a little flash and dash to his game, that's for sure.
Here's Free. They set the pick. It's blocked. Dumars with it. Pass to Billups. Back to Dumars. Hill. Oh, that's blocked. Here's McAdoo. Now, here's Maggette. Here's Free. Back to Maggette. Free. Lock at 6. Shoots a fader. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
And the Pistons making a change here. The Pistons trailing. Now, here is Dumars. Lanier. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play. And it's tied up with that one. And so here are the Clippers. Now Paul. Pass to McAdoo. Back to Paul. Now Griffin. Griffin with it. Griffin's shot is good.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Here's Thomas. There's a screen. With the lead pass, and that one's good.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And here is Paul. Pass to McAdoo. Back to Paul. Six to shoot. That's good. Thomas with the ball. Outside Hill. There's the pick. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team.
Here's Paul. Back to Jordan. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
You know, they'll want to generate more of those shots in tight, guys.
Now, here's Dumars. Outside Thomas. Outside Thomas. Lanier. That's good. Now here's Paul. Pass to McAdoo. And here's Griffin. Wallace is there. It's stolen by Hill. Now Dumars. Thomas. Right side Thomas. Wallace outside. Rocket 6. Here's Thomas. Money! And here is Paul. Pass to McGetty. Back to Paul. And here's Griffin. And the official seeking the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Outside Thomas. It's back to Hill. The kick out to Dumars. 2 on the clock. Lanier buries it. Los Angeles calls timeout. Pass to Maggette. And the Clippers miss again. And so it's the Pistons